EU is Israel's largest trader and partner, by the way. Israel is not Russia. It can't have a self-sufficient economy. EU could squeeze Israel and end the war without a problem. Italy's USB Union will host trade unionists from ports in Spain, France, Greece, Cyprus, Morocco, and Germany to hammer out a joint strategy, by the way. They're fucking cooked. I'm telling you right now. They are so cooked. Because remember, how many times have I said this over the course of the past 23 months? Today is the day that Israel will be its most popular around the globe. Tomorrow, it will be less popular than it is today. And if Israel's reputation is in the fucking dirt today, what makes you think it's going to turn around tomorrow? It will not. That's why I kept repeating, you must keep pushing. You must keep pushing. You do not have to concede on this. That's why I stuck my fucking head down and I said, fuck it, we ball. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep protesting. We're going to keep showing up. And eventually, through that stubbornness, we will cause others who have turned a blind eye to this atrocity to change their perspective and to join the cause as well. That's it. This is why when you match up with even American politicians and their perspective 2 years ago to their perspective now, there's a dramatic attitude shift. Too little, too late, you might say, but there is one nonetheless. This is why when people were getting fired from their jobs in Hollywood for recognizing the reality that we all recognized even back then, now you got Jennifer Lawrence being like, yep, it's a genocide. When asked the question, as Zaid Jilani says, saying this as recent as 2 years ago would have gotten you dropped by agents, blacklisted by major studios. Overton window is shifted enough where white bread mainstream actors can now say it. Jennifer Lawrence, does anyone have the video? I want to watch it. Here.
An actress.
Jennifer Lawrence speaks up for Palestine at the San Sebastian Film Festival. Let's take a look at what she had to say.
In a festival, but outside here, the other day there was people protesting for what's happening in Palestine. Kids are dying. Not only kids, but kids.
Remember, the scumbags like Scarlett Johansson, who was asked, do you want to keep being a UN ambassador or do you want to keep getting a fucking SodaStream sponsorship, which is a BDS company. It's an Israeli company. Those people thought that they could forever be popular if they stood by Israel. Okay? They thought, they miscalculated. They thought that as long as they maintain support, things are going to get better again. They were fucking wrong. They saw how much support Israel got after October 7. They were confident that it would continue. It was Oxfam, not UN, sorry. They thought that they could keep up the censorship regime. They thought that they could keep contextualizing the violence that Israel was engaging in. Okay? The mainstream media thought they could keep up appearances in the same fucking way that they had done so in previous Israeli sieges on the Gaza Strip. So many people did not exhibit the moral courage in that moment. So many people were utterly terrified of losing their jobs, and they either kept quiet or worse, stood by Israel, knowing full well that it was going to be a genocidal conquest once again. They were fucking wrong.
Kids are dying in Palestine, but also they're dying in Ukraine and in other countries. I would like to ask you, how worried you are for the future of our kids and your kids? Thank you so much.
I'm terrified, and it's mortifying. What's happening is no less than a genocide, and it's unacceptable. I'm terrified for my children, for all of our children. On top of everything else, what makes me so sad is that this disrespect and the discourse in American politics right now is going to be normal to them. I mean, the kids who are voting right now at 18, it's going to be totally normal to them that politics has no integrity. Politicians lie. There's no empathy. And everybody needs to remember that when you ignore what's happening on one side of the world, it won't be long until it's on your side as well. And I wish that there...
She read the She's a fan of the Blowback podcast. She read the New York Times op-ed that I wrote. Yeah, that's what happened. She saw that. She's a big fan of Amy Cesar. That's what it is. She's been reading Fanon.
There was something that I could say, something that I could do to fix this extremely complex and disgraceful situation that breaks my heart. But the reality is...
I don't think it's courageous to call it a genocide now. In fact, if they don't call it a genocide now, they will just lose their jobs and get boycotted by the people. I think that that Miss Rachel's statement on that was correct. It's getting to a point where you will be punished for not calling it a genocide. You will be seen as a genocide denier. We're not fully there yet, but like I said, every bit counts, okay? Every instance counts. Every time someone comes out with a prominent platform and says, this is a genocide, this is unacceptable, okay? It matters. Jennifer Lawrence said, Amy Schumer's choice to use her voice to speak for justice puts her under immense fire. I wouldn't say she navigates it so much as she throws her middle fingers up and walks away from negative comments like a gas station fire in a Michael Bay movie. That was on April 30th, 2024. Read this as a welcomed tide shift. Jennifer Lawrence was literally supporting the Nazi actors and comedians in the end of 2023 and the first half of 2024. I know. I'm not saying she's a fucking fedayeen. She's going to strap on the banner of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine and get into the front of the fucking flotilla, okay? Just take it in stride. Take it in fucking stride. That's it. That's it. Wow, you mean to tell me that a rich, out-of-touch Hollywood actress has now read the room and realized that a statement that she would have made, such as this one, only a couple months ago would probably still cause so much backlash that she would literally fucking lose her job. This is like Moist Critical, okay? You know how I say Moist Critical is my normie meter or my centrism meter? Like, this is like Moist Critical coming out and making a video and being like, guys, the McFucksticks over there at Israel are obviously doing a genocide, and we got to put a stop to it. It's like they're melting babies over there. I can't believe it. You know, I put my black t-shirt on instead of the white one today because I wanted to talk about the severity of the crisis at hand. Like, when you see that, when you see the Gaza situation is crazy YouTube video, know that things have changed so dramatically that people are no longer fucking fearful, okay? That's it. That's what it is. That's what this is. Because remember, use me as a measuring stick if you want to. For the last fucking year, when I was saying this shit, the reaction from all the apolitical normies was, how dare you say this? You're a fucking terrorist. You're a fucking Islamist fundamentalist. You're a terrorist. Why don't you go and die in Gaza? Over and over again. Those fucking cries have quieted down quite a bit, haven't you? Haven't you noticed? Why? Because those fucking normies also have recognized that they were wrong, okay? What happened? Where are those motherfuckers at now? Where are those motherfuckers at now? Where are they at? I promise you, it's happening a lot faster than one would expect. It's happening even faster than I expected. I understand that change takes time, unimaginably long periods of time with tremendous amounts of torment, okay? I said this. They went especially hard on you to preempt the wave change. Yeah, they did. They did. Fuck it. I don't even hate the motherfuckers that did that, okay? As long as they now take it to the streets, that's fine. That's fine by me, okay? Maybe others are not so understanding and I can't shit on them for it, okay? I know plenty of you will never forgive and never forget, but I know that there are external pressures always, right? There's always external pressures. That's why you got to take these fucking things in stride, okay? It is what it is. That's why I always told you, just keep your head down, keep pushing. Your cause is just. Here we are. And the same goes for every fucking thing that this administration is doing at the domestic level as well. It's not just about the genocide over there. It's about the fascism over here too. For the first 9 months of this administration, every single person in our immediate vicinity, in the space that we occupy, were so fucking terrified of saying something because they were fearful of the repercussions. This created an environment where only right-wing voices were heard. That's why I was fucking out here 1v25ing motherfuckers, because the only people that spoke were right-wingers that said, this is all awesome. ICE deportations, sign me up. I'm going to do fucking Pokemon hunts. And anyone that spoke out at that time would be pushed aside, would be fought back against, would get doxxed, would get fucking harassed endlessly. So it created an asymmetry. You didn't get to hear, for the apolitical people on the outside looking in, it created this false sense of security and a false sense of popularity for right-wing ideals and right-wing values. I tried behind closed doors to talk to people, to say, look, you guys have to say something. I know you don't agree with this shit. You have to fucking say something. They didn't, because they were worried. I don't fault those people for being fearful. The expectation from me was never going to be for those people to just like put themselves in the fucking crosshairs in the line of fire. But we are here now. So find that courage within you. If you're watching, if you're a content creator, if you're an artist, find that courage within you now, because we do have the numbers. Okay? You brought up Palestine in your oldest video, YouTube video, 7 years worth of vindication. What is this? Like all the times that I've talked about Palestine, is that what you're showing here? All the way back from like November 2018. Ilhan Omar wasn't being anti-Semitic with Noah Cohen. See, that's the funniest part about this, is that you go back,
Palestine and more militant
motherfuckers. It's still the same motherfuckers, bro. It's me and Noah Cohen. It's me and Michael
Palestine.
Jamal Brooks, my goat. Rest in power. It's me and Michael Treacy, which is crazy. That's a wild one. How long until Do You Condemn Hamas turns into Do You Condemn Israel? I literally said that it was going to happen. That's where we're at now. That's where we're fucking at now. We're there now. I told you it was going to get there. That's why you had to take it in stride when these motherfuckers were making an ass out of themselves, okay? Cementing their legacy as defenders of Israel by striking back at all of Israel's critics while simultaneously presenting themselves as the right way to oppose Israel. All of those people cemented their legacy. They were so proud of the videos that they made. They were so proud. What happened? Where are they at now? They're apologizing. That's where they're at. Now, of course, there's still a bunch of fucking freaks out there. Make no mistake. Liev Schreiber, Mayim Bialik, and Deborah Messing are among more than 1,200 entertainment figures who have signed an open letter denouncing the call to boycott of Israeli film institutions over the war in Gaza. We know the power of film. We know the power of story. That is why we cannot stay silent when a story is turned into a weapon, when lies are dressed up as justice, when artists are misled into amplifying anti-Semitic propaganda. The pledge circulated under the banner of Film Workers for Palestine is not an act of conscience. It is a document of misinformation that advocates for arbitrary censorship and the erasure of art, to censor the very voices trying to find common ground in expressing humanity. We. Suck my dick. Okay? There are always going to be crazy people. There are always going to be crazy people out there who are just like completely unable to read the room, hopped up on fucking fumes, not realizing that the walls are closing in, okay? Fuck them. Let those Nazis reveal themselves. What is this? A very specific list of people, Deborah Messing, Mayim Bialik, Sacha Baron Cohen, and 1,200 people you've never heard of are about to publish an open letter about how Hollywood is Hamas. Matt said this. And then boom, there it is. He was wrong about fucking Sacha Baron Cohen, though. Even Sacha Baron Cohen has like a semblance of self-awareness, it seems. American celebrities condemn the collective punishment of Israeli film industry, but not the collective punishment of the Palestinian people, or in Deborah Messing's case, actively cheer it on. Slowly but surely, they will be left in the dark. They will be left alone, and people will not fucking forget where they stood. Also, this was funny. Hebrew sources, widespread anger among Israelis after Netanyahu and his wife appeared in the colors of the Palestinian flag. How did he guess 1,200? Because Israel's propaganda apparatus is not exactly subtle. They're very stupid, and it's very bad. And it was, I think, the original number was 1,200. In the last like Palestinian collective.